Okay. So if you're not already in a cross-legged position, then just come into one. Maybe you can sit on the block if you prefer. Take a little moment to just settle yourself. Feel the connection with the sit bones on the floor or the mat. Then lengthen the space between the hips and the ribs. Relax the shoulders. Relax the face. And then start to breathe in and out through the nose. But just observing that breath. So not worrying about controlling your breath at all. Just let the inhale and the exhale come and go. This is an old meditation technique called anapanasati, or mindfulness with breathing. And there's a couple of points traditionally where you can watch the breath, either at the nostrils or the nose, or at the belly. At the belly, you're just watching the rise and fall of the belly. Or at the nostrils, you can just try and track the air as it goes into the lungs and then back out. Every time your mind wanders, gently bring it back. Keeping your eyes closed, just pressing the hands together at your heart center. And just take a little moment to set your intention for your practice and maybe your day. Spend a moment in gratitude. So just finding something that you're deeply grateful for in your life. Then spend a moment saying, I'm sorry. So you might have someone that you need to offer that out to, or maybe just yourself. Just if you've noticed any negative thoughts or actions. And then the other half of that, of course, is to offer out your forgiveness to someone. And then finally, taking a moment just to open yourself up to guidance, clearing out any obstructions so that we're open to learn what's here to be learned. And then gently opening the eyes. Namaste. So, moving on from our last week where we were particularly breath focused, because the whole practice is breath focused, we're just going to work with our ujjayi breath while we're seated and really try and get this sense of what's happening on the inhale and the exhale. So it's a little bit different from just a regular deep breath. So as I see it, there's kind of three breaths at this point that we're working with. There's a passive breath where your belly's just rising and falling. It's like a baby sleeping. There's a deep breath that you can take where you would inhale and fill the lungs, and exhale you'd assist that, but then everything relaxes after that and you do the same again. And then the pranayamic breath that we use during the class, we draw in on that last part of the exhale, keep in below the belly button, and then as we start the inhale, we expand diaphragm, side ribs, rest of chest, but we try and hold the chest lifted. When we start the exhale, there's a slight release into the chest, but then the work's done by drawing in below the belly button, and we hold that point to start again. So the idea of that pranayamic breath that you should be using in pranayama or during this asana practice is that by creating that drawn in feeling, it's like the support for the posture, but also for the breath. So when you go to take your next inhale, you're actually inhaling from somewhere rather than it just all being a little bit sloppy. So just close your eyes again. Just start to tune into your ujjayi breath. So we're making breath with sound, so that raspy, oceany sort of sound. And as you finish your exhale, drawing in. As you start your inhale, expanding diaphragm, side ribs, rest of chest cavity fills. Hold that point. Start your exhale, slight release, but the chest is still lifted, and then actively draw in, really squeezing out the last little part of breath, ready for the inhale again. So just take a couple more breaths. Really try and stay with it. Notice where you may be having a few challenges with it. Common things to happen are as we draw in below the belly button, we're also drawing in and tightening the diaphragm. So we need to get it a little bit lower so that below the belly button is active, above the belly button is really quite soft. So we're ready to take our breath. Also just check in that you're completing the inhale and the exhale. So the ujjayi breath can help you slow down that breath. Try and stay with that now as you open your eyes. Come onto all fours for a bit of cat-cow breathing. As you breathe in, look up, so still using the ujjayi breath. As you breathe out, look down. So really be quite gentle with your body and your spine. Lovely pose to get some fluid movement into the spine. And we're quite lucky that it's warm because our flexibility increases when we're warm. But one thing I've noticed in my practice is that because it's warm, you're also sometimes a little bit more dehydrated than normal, which dehydration makes us more inflexible. So it's still, you're just working with what you've got every day. Just notice how you feel. So come back to a neutral position for a moment and just have a little look. What I've noticed is some people are coming up because we usually exhale and push back into downward dog, but what I've noticed is some people are pushing back with their upper back curved out like that. So what we really need to do is inhale, exhale. You can finish that exhale, but then really quickly come back to a neutral spine. So then when you push back into downward dog, your spine doesn't really change. So have a little go of that just on your next inhale, and then exhale, but come back to neutral, and then just simply lift the hips. Keep lengthening the space between the hips and the ribs. Yeah, good. So if you can start with that neutral spine when you're coming out of cat-cow, then really all we have to do is maintain that and straighten the legs as we come into downward dog. Inhale, raise your heels. Exhale, take a deep bend in the knees, and the knees are out wide. Look to your hands, just step up for this first one. Bring the feet together, inhaling up to half a forward bend. Exhaling, let the head release. Inhaling, head up, chest up, arms out to the side. Look to the thumbs. Exhale, connect with your base below the belly button, press the feet into the floor, back to Tadasana. So we'll work with 3 rounds of Salute to the Sun A and 2 rounds of Salute to the Sun B. So coming up to the top of your mat, so straight away connect with your base. The ball of the foot is absolutely key. It's going to ignite the inside of the legs. Let's draw in below the belly button more, and it's also going to support the breath because that's what we're trying to do. So next inhale, arms up over the head, look to the thumbs. Exhale, keep the front body long as you hinge forward, clipping onto the legs, as if you're going to tuck your nose in. Inhale, lift the heart like you're almost floating up with a breath. Exhale, connect below the belly button, take yourself back to high or low plank. Inhale, lifts us, opens the heart. Exhale, starts, and then we go back. So remember, the breath initiates the movement. So you can take your hands wider apart, right the way out, yeah. Try and keep this grounded. Spread the fingers loose. Try and get your hands to look like mine, yeah. Middle finger straight ahead. That's it. So just because we know what's coming next, there's a bit of a habit of getting ahead of the breath. So really try and pause for a moment so that you make sure the breath is going to start before the pose starts. So we inhale, raise our heels. Exhale, deep bend in the knees. Last part of the exhale, step or jump, the feet up to the hands. Inhale, lifts our heart. Exhale, legs are active. We're connecting with the ball of the foot. Inhale brings us all the way up. Connect more now. Press the ball of the foot into the floor, drawing in below the belly button. Lovely. And again, inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, connect with the base. Start your inhale before you come up. This is a tricky one where we usually try and beat the breath. Exhale starts, then you move back. And you'll start to find that if you really start to tune into the breath, then the breath will really start to guide you. It also means it's a really safe way for us to work because we're not pushing past anything. We're only going as deep as the breath will take us. Inhale, raise your heels. Exhale, deep bend in the knees. Look to the hands. Step or jump, the feet up to the hands. Inhale up to half a forward bend. Exhale, tuck the nose in. Kneecaps lifted, Hayden. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, connect, connect, connect. Really feel supported. Okay, one more time. Inhale. Lengthen the space between the hips and the ribs. Exhale, keep that space long as you hinge forward. Keep checking your kneecaps are lifted. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, connect with the base. So the root knuckle and the pointer finger is really key now. Elbows in. Inhale, lifts you. Exhale, takes you back. Widen the hands again, Sam. And again, settling into the pose. So the other day I was talking about the other way that we can take our spine out of line in downward dog is if we're quite flexible and open, we can start to get to a point where we're kind of hanging there. So we don't want that either. Think about your arms just being so active. Check in with your foundation, the ball of the foot, the root knuckle of the pointer finger, and from that root knuckle of the pointer finger, lengthening the spine. The side waist is growing and the sit bones just keep directing up to the ceiling. Inhale, raise the heels. Exhale, deep bend in the knees. Step or jump, the feet up to the hands. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, tuck the nose in. Inhale, head up, chest up. Look where you're going. Exhale, back to standing. So look to the sun B. So, Utkatasana. So deep bend in the knees. Can you feel that hollow in below the belly button? Exhale to draw in more and then inhale. Arms up over the head. Exhale, fold yourself in half, straightening the legs as you go. Inhale, lifts the heart to half a forward bend. Exhale, connect with below the belly button. Connect with the root knuckle and the pointer finger. Inhale brings us up. Exhale takes us back. We're pushing back from below the belly button. Left heel onto the line. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, quietly, gently swing it forward. Ground the back heel. Square your hips and chest to me and inhale, come up. Keep the deep bend in the front knee. Exhale, connect below the belly button. This will make it stable as you go down. High plank, low plank if you like. Inhale into upward dog. Don't race the up dog. Exhale into down dog. Right heel on the line. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, quietly, gently, place it forward. Ground the back heel. Back heel down before you inhale, come up. Keep the hips and chest square to meet the front. Exhale, connect below the belly button. Feel steady through the legs. Inhale, lift the heart. Really allow that to finish and open. Exhale, all the way back over. Yeah, that's better spacing there, Sam. You've got it. So keep deepening in the pose. Remember, this is a really good pose for us to start to notice what's happening below the belly button. So are you able to keep that drawn in while we still take a nice deep breath? Heels are releasing down to the floor. It doesn't matter if they're there or not, but we're certainly taking them that direction. Good. Inhale, raise the heels. Exhale, deep bend in the knees. Step or jump the feet up to the hands. Inhale up to half a forward bend. So feet are together at the top of the mat. Exhale, tuck the nose in. Inhale, deep bend in the knees. Utkatasana, look to the thumbs. Exhale, back to standing. Same thing again. Draw in below the belly button. Take a deep bend in the knees and then inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, back to high or low plank. Really getting into the rhythm of your breath. Inhale into upward dog. Exhale into down dog. Left heel on the line. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, gently swing it forward. Ground the back heel. Inhale, come up. Square your heart, square your hips to the front. Exhale, hands to the floor. High plank. Chin up, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Don't race it again. Exhale, down dog. Right heel on the line. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, gently, quietly. Ground the back heel before you inhale, come up. Palms touch. Exhale, hands to the floor. High plank. Low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And again, just settling in the pose. It's better if it does more, and then we get this. Keep deepening the breath, keep deepening the pose, but it's also your chance to catch your breath. Inhale, raise the heels. Exhale, deep bend in the knees. Step or jump the feet up to the hands. Inhale, up halfway. Palm, bring the weight forward over your balls of your feet more. Exhale, tuck the nose in. Inhale, deep bend in the knees. Look to the thumbs. Exhale, back to standing. Hands onto the hips. Take the feet hip distance apart. Connect with the base on your next exhale, drawing in below the belly button. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, draw in, draw in, draw in. And that's what's bringing you forward. The front body stays the same length. Bend the knees if you have to catch the toes, pistol gripping. Inhale, look up, lift the heart. One more time. Exhale, draw in below the belly button. Let the elbows just release and look back through the legs. Parangushtasana. So the elbows are just nice and soft, coming all the way forward. So keep trying to lift up here. So I would bend the knees a little bit today. Yeah. Not to square them this way a bit more. Yep. Good. Changing hand position for Padahastasana. Inhale, look up. Exhale, we step all the way onto the hands. Spread the fingers underneath. You can inhale, look up one more time again. Exhale, looking back. So again, it's fine to bend your knees here, but we want that solid connection, just checking that the ball of the foot can press down on the root knuckle of the pointer finger. And also, the more we can draw in below the belly button, the deeper we can fold in half. So coming out, inhale, bring the hands onto the hips. Exhale, find the ball of your foot, draw in below the belly button, finish your exhale fully. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, step out to your right for Utthita Trikonasana. So kick out that left heel, swivel all the way around on the right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, travel out to the right and bring the hand somewhere down onto the leg. Look for that top thumb. So this top hand can give us that nice little adjustment, brushing back the hip, the rib, the shoulder, and then shoot the hand straight up. Things to check: that our head's not gone upside down, so trying to bring that back up onto line a little bit. Checking that we're not folding forwards at all, so really keeping the length between the hips and the ribs on both sides of the body. Exhaling, look at the front foot. Inhaling, coming all the way up. Swivel the feet around, ready for the other side. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, travel out to the left. Keep drawing up that left kneecap. Don't let the leg just blow out into the back of the joint. Open your chest up. So it's like we're spreading our wings here. Really try and lift. As you breathe deeper, can you notice that the right side of the rib cage is expanding, and it's encouraging you to take that hand up, opening the chest. Exhale, look at the front foot. Inhaling, coming all the way up. Turn the feet around to the back of the mat for Parivrtta Trikonasana. If we're using the block, it's on the outside of the front foot. Hips are square. So really pay attention to your hips today. What happens sometimes is we'll come into the pose and the hips will really start to twist and swing out. We want to twist the hips a tiny part, enough that we're going to hinge straight over that leg, but then they stay fixed and the twist is going to come through the shoulders. So just keep an eye on them today. I like to bring the right middle finger on my right hand right into the crease of the hip, and it's almost like I'm holding it there. Inhale, reach up out of that left hand side. Exhale, pull back that right crease of your hip, slightly hinging now or twisting over the legs. Bring the hand to the block. Now keep the hips where they are. Inhale, look up one more time. Exhale, push on the hand to twist through the shoulders, looking for the top hand. Keep length in both sides of the waist. Lovely. Can you feel that spread of your wings again, really opening the heart and opening the front of the chest? Exhale, look at the front foot. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Pick up your block if you used it. Swivel the feet around, left foot out in front. Remember, the feet are going to be on the line if we've been doing this a while, otherwise one foot on each half of the mat. Hips are starting square to me. Inhale, reach up out of your right hand side. Exhale, come as far forward as you can. Slightly twisting now so we're over that leg, hand onto the block of the floor. Now keep the hips fixed. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, twist through the shoulders. Much, much better. Keep both sides of the waist long. Connect with the ball of the foot to really help you stay steady. Check that both kneecaps are drawn up. Exhale, look at the front foot. Inhale, coming all the way up, parallel feet out to the right. Then exhale, step back, Samasthiti. Inhale, step out to your right again, Utthita Parshvakonasana. So we're kicking out that left heel, swivel all the way around on the right, ready to take a deep bend in the right knee. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, deep bend in the knee. Either just bringing the forearm into a cross with the thigh, or the hand can go down the outside of the leg to the block of the floor. Top hand would come all the way over. So connecting with the outside edge of that back foot, just so that the arch stays really nice and lifted, so we're really energized on that back leg. So this hand's coming all the way over, and then we want to bring you back to here. Look for your palm. Exhale, look at the front foot. Strong legs. Inhale, coming all the way up. Swivel the feet around. Ready for the other side. Make sure your hips are square to that long right edge of your mat. Inhale, lift, lengthen, kneecaps lifted, George. Exhale, deep bend in the knees. They sprung up there. So get the gap between the left-hand side of the body and the thigh closed as much as you can, and then really lengthening. Hayden, release that top shoulder away from your ear a bit more. So press it, roll the shoulder blade down your back. Yeah, good. And really keep lengthening from the ribs. Exhale, look at the front foot. Inhale, coming all the way up. Turn the feet around to the back of the mat, ready for the revolved version. Parivrita, Parshvakonasana. So lowering down onto that left knee, checking you've got enough space between the front heel and the back knee so that you could still straighten that back leg if you want when we come into the pose. Again, hold on to the crease of your hip. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, keep the spine long as you twist and hook. So either just bringing the palms together at the heart center, or we're releasing that left hand down to the floor and the top hand is going to come over. We're pushing away on an exhale, that back heel. Look for your palm. So there's a real bit of give and take here between getting that twist happening and really keeping that knee in line. So we're really challenging our hips. You need to get that arm over the knee more. That's it. Exhale, look at the front foot. Can you keep yourself lifted and inhale, come up without releasing the back knee to the floor? Yes, of course you can. Swivel the feet around. Let's go on the other side. Take your time. Allow that inhale to lift and lengthen you. Exhale, twist and hook. Even take a couple of goes to really get deep into the pose. Now at this point, look for your left shoulder and press that back. So you're looking over your left shoulder. This real key, or the integrity of keeping this pose, is to really make sure that that top shoulder is pressed back and open. And then the rest is kind of fancy stuff, whether we push that back heel away or whether we have the hands in our heart center. So if that back heel is getting comfortably pushed away now, the next step is to actually bring that heel onto the line. So we ground the heel again. Exhale, look at the front foot. Can you come up? Inhale, strong through the legs. Great. Parallel feet out to the right. Exhale, Samasthiti. Really connect with this every time you come back. It's another reminder to draw in and be lifted. It's a really important reset button. So feet are together, Hayden, for that one. Inhale, step out to the right. Prasarita Padottanasana. We're just going to work with number 1 today. So really ground the feet into the floor. Find that alive feeling up the inside of the legs. Hands onto the hips. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Keep the bottom ribs in. So remember, we're not actually going into a back bend here. We're just lengthening as much as possible on the inhale. Exhale draws us in, but we keep the front body long. We bring the hands to the floor. If we're on fingertips, we might just stay here with a neutral spine. We can either look forward or eyes to the floor. Otherwise, we inhale and look up one more time. Exhale, let the head release, and then just walk your hands back to the line. So things to keep an eye on. Where is my weight? Do I have the weight just resting back on the heels without much action? Turn the hands the other way, Sarah. Yeah, and bring them onto the line. Yeah. Or can I really connect with the ball of that big toe? Elbows are hinging in towards one another until the forearms are parallel. So it's almost like low plank arms eventually. Check what's happening below the belly button. We'll take another couple of breaths here and just really experience the breath in this pose. On an inhale, can you lengthen the side waist so that the head drops to the floor a little bit more? On an exhale, can you draw in below the belly button and follow that draw in so you're folding yourself in half more? Lovely. When we get to the point the head's on the floor, it should be just skimming so that we can still keep growing in the pose. There's no end point, remember. Inhale, bring your hands onto your hips. Exhale, connect with below the belly button, connect with the ball of the foot. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Exhale, Samasthiti, back to the top of the mat. Connect. Inhale, step out to the right, turn the feet around to the back of the mat and bring your hands into a prayer position behind your back. If that's too much, you can always just hold the elbows. So again, in this one, we want to keep the hips fairly square, but we're going to do a slight twist so that we're going over the leg. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, slight twist, and now hinge forward. So we're hinging forward by really strongly pulling back that right crease of the hip. Once we're as far down as we can get in the pose, we can change the head position so the back of the neck is in line with the spine. If you can see your right kneecap, just double check that that's lifted. If you're struggling to lift it, press the ball of the foot into the floor more. If you feel unsteady, connect with that back foot a little bit more. Finish off your next exhale looking at the front foot. Inhale, brings you up. Swivel the feet around. Ready for the other side. Inhale, pull back, lift your heart, lengthen the side waist. Elbows almost touching behind. Exhale, hinging forwards, keeping it long. Great. Checking in with that front kneecap. Connect with the ball of the foot. Really good. So it's looking super steady, so I can see your attention is staying below the belly button for that base to look so strong. Finish your exhale, connecting more because we're about to move. We need the base. Inhale, coming all the way up. Parallel feet out to the right. Exhale, step back, Samasthiti. Really looking good. So the stability through all of those standing poses, of course, is coming through our legs, but breath-wise and core-wise, it's really all supported from below here. Utthita Hasta, Parangushtasana. Holding onto our shin is the easy version. The next stage would be pistol gripping our toe, and then we might work with a bent leg, and then we'll work with a straight leg, and then we would hinge to that straight leg. Remember this key point with the foot, so the toes are curled back, and then the ball of the foot is pressed away. Okay, let's try. So find a little mark to keep your eyes on. Our external focus is really only 20%. The internal focus is 80% below the belly button. Find your little mark, though, left hand on your hip, and use your right hand to just slide down the inside of your leg and hook your toe. Feel connected through the base. It would be on an inhale that we straighten that leg out in front. Try and maintain your corrected posture or your Tadasana body. Good. Connect with your foundation. Ball of the foot, and that front foot, the ball of the foot, is really, really key. Check in you're not leaning back. If we're working with a straight leg, you can have a go at doing a couple of breaths down to that straight leg. You would hinge forward on an exhale. Inhale, everyone come back up. Exhale, take your leg out to the right. Get the leg in position, and once it's there, you can turn your head to look over your left shoulder. If you come out, just set yourself back up. Try and stay in your own practice. Don't let someone else's knock you out. Really stay focused. And then inhale, leg back to center. Exhale, dip to the leg if it's straight. Inhale, lift you back up. Don't rush that inhale. Exhale, both hands on the hips, foot stays up there, leg out in front, Sam, let go, both hands on the hips, like magic, and then release. Fantastic. So just for those of you who are doing the dip to the leg, and this is just something that I have to catch myself in my own practice, because it's tricky when we're down here. It's kind of tricky, and there's a tendency to go, I just really need to get back up again. And so watch out that you're actually exhale, fully exhale, inhale, to get you back out. Don't rush. Okay, left side. Lucky we've got one more side to practice on. When you're ready, hooking the toe. Get that knee up as high as you can and sole of the foot flat to the floor. So knee really lifted. And then on an inhale we would straighten it out. Yeah, so start here. That's it. If you're exhaling, exhale and dip to that leg. So if you're dipping rather, And then inhale, come back up, try and get the breath in front. And then exhale, take the leg out to the side. Stay grounded through that standing leg. Good. Inhale the leg back to center. Exhale, have a little dip if you like. Let the inhale bring you up though. And then exhale, both hands on the hips. Keep the foot up there, just like that. Straighten the standing leg. And then slowly release. Looking good. Okay, let's make our way back down to the floor. Not wasting the journey. We'll go through a salute to the sun. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the heart and the kneecaps. Exhale, deep bend. Back to higher low plank. Inhale. Really start to feel the lightness, santosha, contentment in your pose. Exhale, back to down dog. So we've been practicing slowing down our jump forward. So have another little go of slowing it. We're going to do it a couple of times. Get your neutral spine. Then inhale, raise the heels. Exhale, bring the heels together. Look to the hands. We're jumping to cross legs. All right, let's give it one more go. Come back to downward dog. Let's have a little look. So remember, the knees out wide thing is really, really important. That's going to slow you down, but it's also giving you the mechanics to actually get into the pose. So a lot more about body mechanics than brute strength, this one. But guess where? Tension below the belly button. Last part of your exhale, you jump. So inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, deep bend in the knees. Good. More control. That's what we're looking for, hey? So as soon as you land, inhale, legs out in front, Dandasana. So straight away we're just working again. Keep backing it up. Connect with below the belly button, just simply by drawing it in, but really backing it up by pressing away the ball of the foot. If you need some more support, the hands can be behind. Otherwise, they're passive either side of the hips. Relax the shoulders. Notice where the breath is going to take you. On the inhale, all we're doing is lengthening the side waist. On the exhale, all we're doing is connecting with the ball of the foot and drawing in below the belly button more. If we can master this, then we've got a really great foundation for all of the seated poses. So as we come into Paschimottanasana, think about maintaining the length in the front body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, front body stays long, so all we're doing is hinging at the crease of the hips. Clip on. Inhale, pulls you back to lift and lengthen. Exhale, soften the elbows. Keep the feet together. First position on the foot is to pistol grip the toes. Once we've got the hands on the feet, we don't come back up every time. We stay with our elbows bent, but we're still lengthening between the hips and the ribs on the inhale. We're still drawing back. So it'll feel like you're slightly coming up, but we're certainly not coming up to straight arms every time. Sarah, curl the toes back more. Good. To change hand position, we would inhale and come all the way up, straight arms. Exhale, next position is outside of the feet. But if we're just on the legs, or we're just on that first position, just you are where you are. Remember, the key is that you're not shortening the front body. Keep looking past your toes or at your toes. Make sure you're not deliberately rounding into the back. So come up a bit onto the legs. Push your chest forward. Head normal. All right, now inhale, arms above your head. Exhale, hinge from the crease. So keep the body as it is. Yes. And now, clip on. Relax the shoulders. So clip onto your legs because you're going to start to collapse your spine. So bring your hands onto the legs. Hold on really tight. Relax. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge from here. Good. Better. Work your feet more. All right. Last position is to clip the wrist if we're there. Some of you got there. Then inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, release. So just sit in Dandasana for a second. So what I've just been noticing in my own practice is I'm still quite round-shouldered. So when I'm going into a forward bend, I'm really having to work pretty hard because my spine is or my shoulders are naturally wanting to roll in a little bit. So I have to work pretty hard to keep it open. But the forward bend isn't going to change this part. It's going to be the back bends that change that. So what I think about more in my forward bend is not getting rid of the hump in my back. It's just maintaining the length in the front body so that that stays long. So I'm not actually shortening that. My spine shape at the moment is just the shape it is, but I can't shorten this length. And then when we get to back bends, that's when, we're really going to start changing the shape of the spine. Okay, let's come into a little bit of hip work before we do a practice for Asana B and D today. So holding on to your left foot we start with today. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, bring the knee back behind you. Don't forget about your outstretched foot. Of course you weren't, actually. Inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, bring it back. 3 more times. Inhale, sit up proud and tall to your leg. Exhale. Inhale. Next time now when we bring it in, bring that left hand into the crease behind the knee and then just sit the back of the heel onto the right ankle. And just very gently have a little rock. The point of this part is to try and take our attention right into that hip joint socket and kind of go, where do I feel resistance? As you deepen your practice, you might be able to get it down to a specific 1 or 2 muscles that are really resistant in this pose. But at first it might just feel like the whole thing. And that's all right. We're working on it. Get your hands out the way, support your heel. All we're doing is closing the knee. So we just bring that heel in as close as we can to our body, not changing anything else. Then support the underside of your foot, support the underside of your knee, and just simply roll your foot onto your thigh. So the knee might be all the way up in the air at the moment, or it might start to be coming down to the floor. So if you've managed to get your leg fairly comfortably into half lotus, stay there. If you're kind of thinking, ooh, this is right at my limit today, then I want you to release that, have the ankle just resting on the thigh, and you're just going to bend that right leg in. So you can come into that now. Otherwise, who's left? We're coming into Asana B. So this left foot stays in half lotus. The right foot comes back into half a squat. Take your left hand out to the side. So the first one's a forward bend. So we inhale, reach up out of that right hand side. So if you've just got the ankle over the shin, you're not coming forward or changing now. Exhale, hinge forwards. This is just for the half lotus people. Wrap around and catch on. If we can't quite wrap around, we can just be reaching forwards and having a go. Good. Don't lose the length in the front body. Keep the chest lifted. Keep squaring it up, so bring your left shoulder forward, Yuka, a little bit more. That's better. And we're heading down in between the gap of the knees if we are in the forward bend. Keep lengthening the side waist all the time. Inhale, comes all the way back up. Very slowly release. And then, everyone, let's take that foot back out. Come back to Dandasana for a moment. Just notice what's going on. Then right side. Inhale, exhale, draw the knee back. Relax the shoulders while we're here. Why not? Have a smile on your face. Why not? Inhale. We're having a good time. So I think it is important in the poses to try and find that inward smile. It softens your face. It takes pressure off your brain. You don't get so many wrinkles. All right, right hand in behind the knee, left arm just supports, and just a real gentle rock. If we do it too fast, we're probably not going to feel anything, just our leg moving, but if we do it fairly slowly, pretty intense. So our hips need to be stable. These are the muscles that help us with leg stability when we're in that swing part of our walk or our run, but we tend to have them a bit too tight from sitting in chairs, or a lot of us hold tension down there as well. So it's kind of good to just know where do we need a little bit more room. Get the hands out the way, support the leg, closing the knee just by bringing the heel in. Really have a good solid grip on your leg so that we're not twisting the knee at all, we're just rolling the foot and we're just moving from the hip. So again, if you got into half lotus and you think, I think I can stay here, then stay there for now. If not, let's just release that ankle down onto the thigh and just simply bring that back. So this pose is enough. We're getting enough of a stretch. So either just staying here, half lotus people, bring your left leg back into a Marichi leg or a half squat. Inhale, reach out to the left hand side. Exhale, come forward. Wrap. Inhale. Really important, that inhale, to lift and lengthen before you exhale. Start to hinge forward. We're drawing in below the belly button. So if you're in the upright version, just keep lifting the heart, and the closer your heel is to your body on that outstretched leg, the more intense that stretch is going to be on the hip. So you can just keep bringing that back, and then inhaling, Marichi people, come all the way up. Exhale, legs back out in front. So coming into Marichi Asana D. Now if we were in half lotus, we're going to get to that in a second. If you were just doing the cross leg, then I'm going to give you a modified version. So bring your right leg into half a squat, and then bring that left leg, the heel of the left leg is just going to almost touch the back of the thigh, and that knee is just going to be down on the floor. So we're going to inhale, reach up out for our left side. We'll exhale, twist, and just hug onto the arm and look over the right shoulder. Okay, you're all in. So next, if we were in half lotus, left foot comes in first, the half lotus. Right foot comes into our Marichi leg, and we do the same. Inhale, reach out of the left hand side. Exhale, twist, and look over the right shoulder. And really just keep the integrity of the pose. So that means maybe we could grasp to get our arm a little further forward, but are we losing the length in the spine? Every time you inhale, lift and lengthen. Every time you exhale, twist a little deeper. Good. So really feel that you're actually twisting and you're lengthening the side waist. Sarah, straighten yourself back up again. So bring the spine, that's it. Bring your hand in closer. Use it as a prop. So relax the shoulders, everyone. Inhale, bring the head back to center. Exhale, release very slowly if you're in half lotus. So non-half lotus people, we're bending that left knee, and then that right heel is just going to tuck in as if it's resting against the back of the leg. We'll inhale, reach up out of the right side. Exhale, twist, and look over the shoulder. Half lotus people, we bring that right foot into half lotus, left leg into half a squat. Inhale, exhale, twist. Swap arms. It is a tricky one. This is one of our pretzel poses, isn't it? Good. So everyone's doing a nice job of maintaining that length in the spine, so we're not just collapsing it. Take a couple more deep breaths. Check in with your shoulders again. Press them away from the ears. Inhale, bring the head back to center. Exhale, legs come back out in front. Time for a bit of boating. Oars. Chest lifted. Everything to this point has got us to this point. Our heart is lifted, our core is strong, our legs are so alive. Remember, the action of pressing the feet away is what we want. Plant the soles of the feet. Feel light. Really have a big inward smile. Face like you smelled something nice. Exactly. Lower yourself down slightly. Connect with the base. Legs alive. If we're coming into full boat pose, really activate. Look up and lift up and feel really, really light through the upper body, but connected through the base. Zip the legs together more, push the ball of foot of the way more. Lovely. Oars in, Yuka. Right over the left. Hands to the floor. Look up, lift up. Back down, straight into it. Shooing. Find the ball of your foot. We've been pressing it on the floor or doing something with it the whole class. So now it's time to shine. Left ankle over the right. Hands to the floor. Look up, lift up. Last time, try and lift up on fingertips rather than knuckles, just so we don't hurt our shoulders. Zoom. Legs out. Shoom. Straight arms, palms beam towards one another. Relaxed shoulders. Right over the left. Hands to the floor. Look up, lift up. Come all the way over into high plank. Low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And then take a little moment, step or jump back to cross legs. Does anyone need to leave right on 8 o'clock today? No, we're all good. We'll be all finished up by 15:15, but just in case. So coming into Baddha Konasana, let's just get into these hips even more. Start in Dandasana and try and come into it maintaining the space between the hips and the ribs and drawing in below the belly button. So we don't need to collapse this and reset it. We can keep it up. So just bring the legs in as much as you can. Then you can do a little adjustment. So we're still staying tall. Good. Not disturbing our side waist length. Keep the heels together. Take the toes out wide. Turn the soles of the feet to the ceiling. Opening your foot book. If we've lost a little of that length in the spine, inhale, correct it. Exhale, draw in below the belly button. Outside edge or the little toe edge of the foot is pressing together. Try and stay really attentive to what the breath is doing in this pose now. So as you inhale, the chest is lifting, but can you very subtly feel it's encouraging you to take the knees out wider to the side. On the exhale, we're assisting below the belly button, but as we do that and press the outside edge of the feet together, can you feel the knees start to release a little bit more? Really be guided by the breath again. So if we've got the legs running along the floor, then we can start to hinge forward. So the legs are still up, we're getting enough. So same principles with all the forward bends. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, hinging forwards, keeping the heart lifted. Really connect below the belly button. The more we can draw that back and pull it out of the way, the deeper we can get into the pose. Good. Elbows just facing back towards your legs, but not pushing down. So Janice, you can relax the elbows back here. Have a look. Connect with your exhale. Find your base, and then inhale, coming all the way back up. Legs back out in front. Dandasana. Grab your blocks. Now's the time to really do some of this big action to change the shape if we've got that rounded back. So the 3 heights of block, just go to whatever is going to give you a nice opening. There's no prize for getting to the top one. Or is there? Do I know about it? So the idea, of course, is to try and get it right, really, if you're on the high version, it's right in between the shoulder blades. Otherwise, it's just running along the back of the body. We'll get that. Go the other way, Sarah. No, I mean up the back a bit, yeah. Yeah, here. Is your neck okay to go back? Yeah. All right. So you can either stay where you are, or you can stretch your arms up over your head. Keep your feet alive, as if you're standing. So Sam, you could probably go up to the next one. If you want to try it, you can always come back down. It's too much.
It's pretty comfortable.
Maybe to be doing a bit more work on this version. Hang on a sec, come back up. And now lie down. That should be it. Yeah. Feels okay?
Yeah.
Good. So remember, we're learning how to lengthen the side waist. We're learning how to lengthen the front body, the space between the pubic bone and the breastbone. We're learning how to soften the diaphragm and just breathe while we're here. One of the trickiest parts I've found in the back bends is actually finding your breath and staying with it. We're asking a lot. Slowly use your arms. Let the arms come up first, forearms onto the floor. Prop yourself up. Stay in a back bend, so don't collapse forward for now, because we're going to deepen that as we come into Ustrasana ourselves. So everyone coming up now, you can shrug your shoulders as you come up for a bit of stability with the neck. So just have a little look for a sec. Our knees are going to be hip distance apart, so you can be on high knees. So at first, we're going to do the work that our pelvic floor really has to do in keeping the pelvis forward. So we can actually use our hands at first to do this. Think about the pose intelligently. Our foundation is now the front of our shin and the top of our foot, so of course that has to be pressed down. The more we do that, we're still supporting below the belly button, but really for me it feels much more like it's a drawn up feeling or a gathering of the pelvic floor. The buttocks are actually quite soft. I like the wiggle, Charlie. Good job. We'll have to add that in. So hands are into the lower back. So just watch for a sec. All we're going to do on our inhale is we're going to make sure on the exhale, that the foundation is strong. On the inhale, we're just going to lift, 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 lift. And then exhale, start to go back. But just keep pressing the hips forwards. So the idea is that we're trying to lift this point more and more and more. And then, if that felt okay when we repeat the pose, then some of us might want to take the head back. So hands into the lower back. Check. Soft buttocks. Check. Base is connected. Pelvic floor drawn up. Hands are encouraging my pelvis to push forward. And now on my next inhale, I'm going to lengthen the side waist and lift, 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 lift my heart. Where was the block asking me to move from? Bring your elbows together behind your back. So open the front of the body more. Keep pressing the pelvis forward. Keep lifting the heart till the chest is flat. So come back up, Hayden, at the moment. Chin's tucked in. We're looking down towards the floor. And then shrug your shoulders as you come all the way back up. Good. So the challenge, you see, as soon as we take our head back, sometimes if you take your head back, people just have a lean back. So we have to do everything the same again. If we're about to release our hands down to our ankles, we need to make sure that we're able to hold the pelvis forward by ourselves without just pushing the hands forward. So again, connect with the base. You might just want to repeat the one we've done, otherwise we can go more deeply. Push the pelvis forward. Connect, pelvic floor is active. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift the heart. Elbows are touching. Head can go back now once the chest is lifted. Keep the pelvis pushed forward, bring the hands to the ankles if we're going there today. But think, where was the block asking me to lift from? So hang in there if you can. So really that point right in between the shoulder blades. We're lifting from here. If you can hang in there so that we can really push the chest. That's it. Really lifting the heart. Beautiful. Remind yourself where that block was. Keep breathing. Little sips of air in and out through the nose. Excellent. And then slowly shrug the shoulders as you come up. And then coming into child's pose. Don't lose the length in the front body. Keep it as long as possible. Don't shock your lower back by doing it quickly. Just really take your time. If you need a little height out the front so the forehead can be completely rested, use your block. Otherwise, hold onto your elbows for this version of balasana or child's pose, lengthening out through the lower back. Feeling completely supported. Check what the breath is asking you to do here. Can you notice that subtle change on the inhale where the shoulder blades are just moving apart slightly at the back? On the exhale, as you draw in below the belly button, can you notice that's encouraging you to lengthen out the lower back? And a chance to really connect back in with your Ujjayi breath. Slowing it back down. Containing, but still staying with the breath for now. We keep on our Ujjayi breath. Right until Shavasana. Taking your time and moving slowly, come back up to a seated position. We're going to be in our own individual version of Baddha Padmasana now. The easiest version is just simply crossing the legs, holding the elbows behind. We'll take a few breaths upright and then same deal with the forward bends, keep the front body long. Otherwise, we might be right foot comes in first for half lotus. You might be able to bring that second foot in, or it might just be crossed. But in the full version, we'd have full lotus in the legs. Lean over your left knee to hook your left toe with your left arm. Sit back up. Lean over your right knee to hook your right toe with your right arm. Sit back up. And then everyone, inhale. Exhale. When you're as far forward as you can with a straight back, you can again change the head position so the back of the head is in line with the neck. And breathing. Next inhale, coming all the way back up again. Release the hands into Yana Mudra. If you can keep the legs as they are, just stay here. Otherwise, slip into cross legs. Tune in with your breath. And then keeping the eyes closed, pressing the palms together. And take a moment just to offer up your practice, either to the greater good of everyone, or you might have someone particularly you'd like to dedicate the practice to. Just knowing that when we work on ourselves, it has a direct impact on everyone that we meet. Gently opening your eyes. Carefully uncross your legs if you're working in lotus or half lotus, and lie down for Shavasana. So a nice way to do it is to feet in the middle. So lower yourself down, lift up the lower back, lengthen it out and place it down. Slide the legs away, let the feet fall apart, palms face the ceiling. Try and stay with your Ujjayi breath as you get into position. If the lower back is straining, then you can come back one step and just plant the soles of the feet on the floor. It's more important that the lower back is supported. After you've done 2 or 3 Ujjayi breaths, your next exhale, follow that Ujjayi breath all the way to the end. And then let go. Checking in with the breath. If the mind had wandered, just gently bringing it back. And then start to tune in to the sounds of nature. Breathe a little deeper. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch your arms up over your head. Reach to your fingers and toes. And rolling onto your right hand side. Moving slowly, not to disturb yourself. And then coming back up to a seated position. So we'll finish with 3 Oms to the sound of lovely rain on a tin roof. Bringing your hands together at the heart center. Clear your throat if you have to. Exhale all the old air. Then taking a long breath in. And then gently opening your eyes. Namaste.